Mr. President,
Senator from Kansas.
I understand we're in a quorum call, and I ask unanimous consent that that quorum call be lifted.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. This evening, I want to recognize the upcoming anniversary of an important day in our nation's history, in our military history. September 9th marks the beginning of the Italian campaign of World War II in 1943, a campaign that was only successful because of the courage and sacrifice of hundreds of thousands of U.S. and Allied soldiers. I am introducing a resolution to establish September 9th as the National World War II Italian Campaign Remembrance Day to commemorate their value, their valor, and ensure their legacy endures for generations to come. 82 years ago, Allied forces launched Operation Avalanche, marking the start of the liberation of the Italian peninsula from fascist Nazi occupation. This military campaign was a testament to the unyielding resolve of U.S. forces and the strength of our foreign military alliances, united by a shared commitment to democratic ideals and fighting fascism. The Italian campaign was not just a series of joint and allied military operations. It was a stand against of despotism and defense of freedom we value, an important moment in our nation, in fact, in our world's history. The Italian campaign was fought across treacherous terrain from the shores of North Africa to the waters of Sicily, along rugged Alpine coast, which ultimately led to the liberation of Rome, that first major European city liberated during World War II. U.S. forces, alongside brave and committed global allied forces from over 10 nations, including Italian resistance brigades, faced grueling conditions, fierce combat, and severe material constraints. Battles such as Monte Cassino and Anzio stand as two of the most intensive of the war, costing countless lives. Today, fewer than 0.5% of the more than 16 million Americans who served in World War II are still living today. The veterans of the Italian campaign include my father, Staff Sergeant Raymond Moran of the 603rd Armament Maintenance Battalion, and they are a dwindling number. My father dedicated 2 years of his life to the liberation of Italy, repairing rifles and other small-arm weapons under the regular threat of attack to make certain U.S. forces were equipped to win. I'm joined in this resolution by my colleague from Florida, Senator Rick Scott, whose father also served in this campaign, in recognizing the personal and collective sacrifices of these heroes. The Italian campaign spanned 602 days, culminating in the surrender at Caserta, just north of Naples, on April the 29th, 1945, when nearly 1 million Axis troops capitulated, the largest surrender of German forces at that point in the war. The following day, Adolf Hitler's death marked the collapse of Nazi regime, a turning point that made possible by the military operations comprising the Italian campaign. This resolution acknowledges the tremendous and significant cost of the Italian campaign, with hundreds of thousands of U.S. and Allied casualties, many of whom rest in the serene and pristine American cemeteries across Italy. Our resolution reaffirms that the victory was driven by an unwavering force of will, ironclad military alliances, and the enduring power of democratic values and principles that remain vital in today's global conflicts. I hope my colleagues in the Senate will join me in honoring the memory of those who fought and died in the Italian campaign, salute those surviving veterans, and to recognize the families who carry on their legacy. Let us designate September 9th as National World War II Italian Campaign Remembrance Day to ensure their sacrifices are not forgotten and memorialized here on the floor of the United States Senate. Mr. President, I yield the floor.